In this video, I'm going to be showing you a 90% win rate strategy, except it's going to be for swing trading. I swing trade a little bit. I've been starting to get more into it, and I just want to show you guys what I found for my own personal journal. 0 people could watch this, but I'm really just making this video for myself, and I'm going to look back at this in 10 years, and you'll kind of see what's changed. So, thought I would make this post on YouTube, show my findings. And I don't really have anything to prove to you guys. I want you to go back into the charts yourself and actually find if what I'm saying is accurate, because I'm pretty sure it will be accurate. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Don't forget to use code DODGY for a discount on Apex. If you want to practice what I'm teaching, buy a $50,000 account. It's like $30 in the description. Just use my code DODGY and get yourself squared away with that. But let's get started. So if you guys don't know how I already trade on the lower time frame, I basically just look for a liquidity sweep right here. Okay, so I look for some sort of obvious low. And the thing I like to tell people is this, okay? If I can back away 10 feet from my screen, so all the way back here, and I can still see the low, then it's probably an obvious low, okay? So what that means is if I'm looking at the chart right here and, I see this low and then I see, let's say, this low. What do you think is the low that I'm going to be able to see 10 feet away from my screen? Do you think I'm going to be able to see low 1 or low 2? Well, I'm probably going to be able to see low 2 much better. So these are the types of lows that I want to use in my strategy, okay? So I basically just look for something along the lines of, downtrend, whatever. We take out the low and then we inverse a bearish fair value gap back to the upside. And if it's your first time trading, please look up the term bearish fair value gap. There's a whole other video I have for that. And again, it's going to help you a lot because you must know what that is in order to take trades, okay? So I look for a low to be swept. It's got to be obvious. It's got to be something I can see very far away from my screen. And I look for a bearish inversion to get inversed off of that. Okay, so here is, and a good example. We have a very obvious low here. We come down, we sweep this low. Okay, and you're probably wondering, how do you know that we're going to reverse off this low? Well, I don't truly know, okay? That's the thing. I don't truly know. What I know is it's a very obvious low, and I'm going to react to how we react to it. So if all of a sudden I'm coming to the chart, I'm waking up, it's 10 a.m., I slept in, and I see a candle like this, and I see this low swept. It didn't matter that I didn't catch any of this bounce. What matters now is I now have a framework, I now have a low that's swept to work with in order for me to take a swing position on this time frame. So, like right now, I'm in the hourly time frame, so I'm probably going to go to the 15-minute, look for some sort of inversion, and be like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. So you can see right here would be a entry. And every single time, like I say, swing trading, consider me meaning the 15-minute time frame and above. Okay, so to me, swinging can equal the 15-minute and above. I think everything below the 15-minute is day trading, in my opinion. Okay, but 15-minute trade you can hold for a decent amount of time. So we sweep this low. We don't know if we're going to react. All of a sudden, we see a major bullish reaction here. And all of a sudden, it's okay, I'm going to react to this candle. I see an inversion fair value gap right here. I'm going to get in, swing it back to the highs. Right? And why can you swing a position like this all the way back to the highs? Like, why don't I think this fair value gap right here is going to be rejected and we just go down again? Well, I don't think that's going to happen because here's the thing. We just swept so much liquidity down here. So naturally, the market's going to want to attract back to buy side liquidity, which is going to be the previous high we put before this big dump. And then maybe we can go down after that. But okay, this is just how the market moves. And if you don't know that, then please watch the ICT 2022 membership. Okay, I literally live trade every single day. It's $100 a month. I've been doing it for 3 years, and I predict stuff like this all the time in live time. Okay, this is not my first day. This is not hindsight. Okay, I'm not going to FxReplay, cherry picking examples. This is just one of the examples I just called out in live time, last week. So it's important to know. But basically, the whole strategy is wait for a very obvious lower high to be swept, wait for an inversion, wait for a very high momentum candle back up that closes above the inversion. So the candle physically has to close here. And then this is where I'm typically getting in. You can put your stop loss at the low, or you can kind of put your stop loss like kind of guesstimate and be like, okay, if we close back below this, you get out. That's kind of what I do. And then, you target the highs. Okay, so this is, typically what I'm going to be looking for when I'm looking for swing trading is going to be the 15-minute time frame above. Now, how many times a week are you going to get trades like this? Well, you're probably going to get trades like this once a week, maybe twice a week if you're lucky. Swing trading is something that you don't do every day, okay? Day trading is called day trading for a reason. You might be in a swing trade for a couple of days. Like, there's been trades I've been taking with a few micros just to, like, do them, and I've been sitting in trades for, like, 2-3 days, and it's like, I'm obviously going light enough to where I'm not emotional, but swing trading is really something that's testing your patience, and, going into next Monday, there is literally nothing for me to really swing trade here. I don't see anything super obvious here. Okay, like, it's kind of funny because swing trading is something that doesn't happen often, but it's something that happens when you wait for like a very obvious move to happen. So, for example, yesterday, we retraced into this low, and here's another model, right? This is about a 90% win rate. Swept the low, delivered off a fair value gap, and if you don't know why this is an A+ setup, go check out my ratings guide. It basically looks like this, and I'll leave a link in the description if you want to sign up for this. But I basically say like why this is an A+ setup, and you can kind of see like the framework for that to be an A+ setup. But yeah, I mean, basically, look, we're coming up, we're inversing this fair value gap right here, right? So we inverse this fair value gap. We're delivering off of another fair value gap. We're delivering off of a discount PD array, right? It's a discount PD array. And then we just have a giant momentum candle back up, okay? And I know 90% of the time, we're at least going to go to the high, especially off a candle like that. Now, I want you to, look at this. And I want you to take a mental screenshot. Since Thursday, and keep in mind, today's Friday, have we gotten anything like that today that looks exactly like that? No, not even close. So today you just wouldn't touch the market, honestly, because why would you touch the market if we didn't get anything close to what this looks like? So now what do? Well, here's a trade. Now we just wait for next week. And that's part of the reason why this has such high win rate, okay, and why you're able to achieve a high win rate with it, and why I'm able to achieve a high win rate with it, because you don't really get this often, and when you do, it's very high probability. Okay, same thing with like this one down here. We have an inversion to the left here that also combines with this inversion here. I've never actually taught this before. I don't even think I've taught this in my private Discord before, but this is like a different combination to combine inverses. See how we have this one and this one, so I'd combine these. So as soon as I know both of these are closed above, that's like another swing trade itself. And this is actually one of the things I took a micro on because we inverse both. I just took it to the following highs right here. But again, you can see that like it's just waiting for these obvious down moves with these giant bearish fair value gaps and waiting for them to get inversed. Okay, same thing with like shorts. See this one? See what happened when this breaks? Right, when this broke to the downside and when we closed to the downside in this specific candle, look what happened. Well, we went to the low here. Okay, so it's like an easy way to make money off of swinging, and it's not day trading. Okay, another example, right, I would say right here, this one. Okay, you can kind of see we break it. We have a bullish value gap to the other side at the same time. So this, and we swept the low here, right? So I automatically know it's going to be a very high win rate. We have a very high impulse move. Sweeps a low, inverses another fair value gap. Okay, it's all the same. And if you're generally confused and you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to study this guide. I'm telling you guys, look at this, study this, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm just showing you this on the higher time frame. Okay, time is fractal, so it doesn't really matter what time frame you're on. This all works. So again, basically the steps of this swing trading strategy is go to the 15-minute and above. Okay, this is going to be first step. Second step is look for liquidity sweep. Third step is, look for a bounce or ejection from higher time frame fair value gap. So HTF means higher time frame. And then, look for, I would say 1.5 R or more, target the next high. Target the next high / low. So this is really all I'm looking for. Now, can you add other stuff in this like SMTs, you know, standard deviations, of course, if you want. I just try to keep it simple. You know, I'm looking for engineered liquidity. I'm looking for trend line liquidity like this. And then I'm looking for us to go down and then, you know, get some sort of higher time frame inverse like this. See this? So this is where I'm looking for. And if you wait patiently enough and you wait for those V-shaped recoveries, like, and I mean the recoveries that literally go like this underneath the lower high, then you can really seize advantage of making money in this market. But you have to be patient enough knowing that something like this or something like this is only going to happen like once a week with that really clean fair value gap, right? Again, you just take what I've taught you in the 1 minute time frame and apply it to the 15-minute. The only other difference I'd say is I would probably be much less strict about the rule where if we hit like the internal high, you know, I'd probably be much less strict about that. So let's say in this situation, oh, we take out this internal high here, right? I'd still probably try this and then just go break even at a higher point, like here probably, like after giant candles coming out of this, because theoretically, if we get giant candles coming out of an inverse, we shouldn't go back down. So the only rule I changed with my model is if we take out the internal high and the inverse, usually I don't enter. But if you're gonna trade the 15-minute above, this honestly doesn't matter because this is going to be so big enough and this is going to be such an obvious liquidity sweep where based off the market context and narrative, we should still technically go up. Okay, I've definitely experimented with doing that 1 minute time frame, but it just doesn't work as well, and that's why it's part of my model in the 1 minute. But on the 15 and above, I probably, you know, would be a little more loose with that. So that's going to be it for this video. I just want to let you guys know and give a big shout out to one of my members. So we have Scott here. He's been in my mentorship, which I just started. I keep it very private. I've declined a decent amount of people. It's not cheap, but I'm accepting like other business owners, other people who really want to make it. You know, get out of their jobs. You know, help out their family, etc. I'm not accepting people who want like Lamborghinis or anything. But he just got a $1,500 payout. Okay, and he works a job, and you know, him getting a $1,500 payout is an extra $1,500 on top of, you know, the money he already makes for that month. And it's like a whole, like, imagine you're sitting at your desk, you're at your job, and you get all of a sudden you copy trade 3 accounts, right? This guy's been in my mentorship for 12 weeks. It's a 12-week program. If you want to join, you can book a call in the description. But like, imagine sitting down at your desk, he makes an extra $1,500, and he's never made an extra $1,500 on top of what he's already making before. So now he's an extra $1,500. He doesn't need to pay expenses. He can do whatever he wants with it. He could give it to someone. He could, you know, donate it, right? You're sitting on top of this other extra cash that you made just sitting at a desk. And this is why I think trading can really change your life, because it adds income that you didn't know existed, right? And, you know, this is why I make these videos, because I'm literally trying to change your life and show you these setups that work so much of the time. If I didn't have a high win rate and I didn't find a setup and backtest a setup on my own that I learned based off of ICT, because again, I created my own iFVG model, I would not be making this video. So take what I say with a grain of salt, go backtest it yourself. I guarantee you that this is not financial advice, but I guarantee you will find like some success if you listen to what I say. So that's going to be it for now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to use code DODGY for an Apex discount if you want to practice this. This is like the cheapest option. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.